Stream Elements bot running. Silvidorkable is now live. Streaming art stream, Sailor Moon Redraw Challenge number 3.
Hello my darlings, my name is Silvidorkable. I am your monster waifu, and
Silva was first.
and today we are back to doing the Sailor Moon redraw. How's it going, Data? So, we just got done with her sailor colors. We're going to go.
Hello ma'am, meows a lot. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay, how are you? Not like that. Perfect. Doing good.
I'm good today, although I'm not sure because my friend wants me to play D&D with her and I don't know how to play it. Also I thought it was like a 4-player game and not 2-player.
D&D or so Dungeons and Dragons or Dead by Daylight? Because there's a huge difference between those two. I don't like that.
They should make a video game for D&D. And yes, Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, it can have anywhere between 2 and 20-something players, honestly. There is no specific limit.
Players. Those game must get insane.
They take a long time. Most Dungeons and Dragons games, to my understanding, usually have like a handful of players, so like 6. But it's pretty much up to the dungeon master. I don't really do them anymore, but I mean, to each their own.
Dungeon Master? Do they make the entire dungeon and try to kill people? Is that why there's banned monsters?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't really do a lot of that. That's, from my understanding, that's not the purpose the Dungeon Master is supposed to have. They're supposed to essentially be creating the story in the world and the adventure for their people, but I mean, some people are assholes. Also, how's it going, Zokix? Zokix, yes.
Are we talking about D&D and Dungeon Masters?
Yes.
I've always wanted to play D&D.
I guess he is playing D&D. I'm not really a fan, but I'm not really a fan of the mechanics of D&D more than anything.
If I ever get the chance to play, I'd be the annoying one and just kill everyone I possibly can. I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons apparently, but yes, I might play it with my friend. She's really excited about it.
Well, that's cool.
Hello.
How's it going, Cuervo?
Hey. I just noticed. The avatars are back.
Yes, I managed to fix it. Essentially, there was a workaround. The way that YouTube switched from YouTube to YouTube events had to be fixed, and it's a long story. How's it going, Ian? But yes, they're back now, and hopefully they stay back.
I just finished making some English toffee brownies.
Oh, nice.
I missed my Macamp. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
been watching some Final Fantasy playthroughs since I've only seen a few cutscenes in the 1 hour you played.
Actually, I played all the way through the game.
Hi guys, we were just talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Silva, if we have a break from the voice acting whenever we do that, would you want to play D&D with us?
No, I never want to play Dungeons and Dragons, sorry.
Yeah,
I am not a fan.
One Final Fantasy live stream from you.
Well, if you ever feel like it, they're all archived.
Is it because you are always a tavern wench, Silva? Okay,
No,
fair
it's
enough.
because I honestly don't like the mechanics that are implemented in Dungeons and Dragons. They're very restrictive, and I don't really feel like they allow for full creativity compared to other mechanics. Oh, nope, don't like either of those.
Isn't it just rolling dice?
No, there's a lot of different systems in place. Oh yeah. No. Dungeons and Dragons has probably the most rules of any tabletop that I've seen. There's certain abilities you get, but you can only use them as many times as they say you can. So like, for example, you might get a trick shot as an archer, but you can only use that trick shot once per day. You might get a magic spell as a mage, but you can only use that maybe once an hour. You might get a special ability as a rogue, but you can only use that once a battle. You know, there's kind of a lot of restrictions when it comes to it, as well as like training, leveling up, and I just don't like it. Which, nothing against anyone who does, but it's just not something I enjoy.
Hi, sweetie. Wait,
Hey, Mama.
Once a day. How long is Dungeons and Dragons? Well, every power has a cooldown period. You see that in video games as well.
Yeah, but I don't want that. Also, once a day as in in-game days. However, most Dungeons and Dragons campaigns that I've seen last several sessions, and sessions can range anywhere between 2 and 8 hours.
I think I would enjoy D&D as long as I wouldn't have to read 5 pages of rules to use one power.
No, you wouldn't, because technically the Dungeon Master or Dragon Master would be the one who would be responsible for all of that, knowing all the rules and everything, so that wouldn't be you.
Hi, Silva's mom. Silva is a tavern wench, by the way.
I am not. If anything, I'm the tavern owner, so...
What have I gotten myself into? I like D&D lore. I watched a lot of lore videos and it has a surprising amount of story.
It heavily depends on a lot of things, like, exactly what campaign you're using. What... Yeah, I managed to get the avatars working again. It matters based on what, the DM is using as far as what generation. I think that there's, like, past 5 generations of books. As well as if they're using a homebrewed campaign versus using one taken straight out of something. It's...
Sadly, they usually never put women as tavern owners. Only as to serve drinks, even if they are related like a daughter or wife.
Well, I honestly don't really care because I'm not playing the game, so I can be whatever the fuck I want.
Silva, you are my new goddess. I'm a pure water soul anyway, why not just go full water? I'm with Siren now. Siren is my new favorite goddess. Siren has shown me the light. Not just campaign. There is a lot of story even in things you can't play. Like story that isn't a campaign. I cannot see Silva as any kind of wench lol. Good lucky with that. No, I was talking about any game that has taverns, even Skyrim.
Oh, well, I don't know. I guess I haven't really paid that much attention. I don't like how I want this one.
A tavern in Skyrim was owned by a woman who killed dragons, so it isn't all of the taverns. Everybody has a preference for RPGs. I personally think D&D is too restrictive.
See, I agree. Thank you, Educated Troll. I completely agree. Unfortunately, I find D&D way too restrictive. I think that games such as Call of Cthulhu, which uses the Chaosium mechanics, tabletop Call of Cthulhu, not the game Call of Cthulhu, for example, is much better.
Fine, Silva, if I'm the dungeon master and lighten those rules up a little bit, will you play it? I think
no, thank you.
D&D would be more fun if you played with friends and just made shit up on the spot.
I'm not really a huge fan of tabletop gaming anymore.
The system is old but lets me players play as whatever they want. Why do you have to call Fulhu? Can't you just text him?
No.
BRB Drogo has to go out.
Everyone knows that Cthulhu can't have cell phones because he's underwater, and he hasn't gotten a plan that allows him to have a waterproof phone yet.
Now I've asked all I can.
Actually, should probably put this on a separate layer.
Fulhu is a new god in that Smite game. That's good line work. I'm like how clean it looks.
Thank you. I'm trying to refine my style and like try new things, and doing like part of the lines in thicker proportion and then part of the lines in thinner proportion. I'm hoping that it comes out clean looking, but I won't know until I'm done.
As I was saying, there is a lot of world building and story in D&D that isn't playable campaigns. Like a long story of a city which floated in the sky and why level 11 magic unusable by humans and whatnot. I wanted to get that game The Sinking City, but I heard it sucked. You know, the game where you can play as any gods or goddesses, even Aphrodite, who doesn't really fight in Greek mythology, but it's cool seeing her fight.
Yeah, I actually own Smite. I haven't played it in forever, but Bear has Sunken City, and I watched him play the first beginning part of it, and it's a little weird because there's cultists, and like, you think that if you saw a cultist worshipping the ocean, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on here? This guy's kind of freaking me out. But no, everyone's just like, no, this is normal. And it's kind of like defeats the entire thing. It's just like, oh, well, it's not really scary if everyone's just okay with it. And there's a guy that looks like a monkey. And apparently it's because his ancestors slept with someone of royal blood.
Yeah, Volho is becoming a new god you can play as in Smite.
I'm liking that. Honestly, I don't really want Cthulhu to be a new god in Smite.
Her brows need a tweezing.
Because when you think about it, like, all the other ones up to that point in Smite have been based on mythology, and now you're just gonna pull something in that's from a piece of fiction. And it's like, I understand mythology technically is fiction, but I don't know, I guess I feel like it kind of, they're just reaching at this point. Although I was surprised to hear that Pyramid Head and Heather Mason... I don't know, I haven't played it. I am happy to hear that Pyramid Head and Heather Mason are going to be in Dead by Daylight. Unfortunately, I don't play Dead by Daylight. But that doesn't mean I can't admire the models.
Who's Heather Mason?
Heather Mason is the main character you play as in Silent Hill 3. She's essentially the rebirth of Cheryl.
As good as Pyramid Head is, the fact that it became the mascot of Silent Hill also kinda ruined Silent Hill.
Yeah, considering him and the nurses had a genuinely psychological tie to the main character.
To be a god in the game, not only is he super powerful and such, but he's also so powerful he's considered an ancient god by many, so Fulho shouldn't be in the Who? Cheryl. Game. Jump.
Cheryl is the daughter that was lost in the first Silent Hill, who essentially was going to be sacrificed by a cult in the town of Silent Hill to birth a god. God damn it.
Just throwing a monster with a big sword into a game isn't really scary. Pyramid Head had symbolism. Same with the nurses.
Agreed. Unfortunately, the companies that took up Silent Hill apparently didn't think that. Which is too bad, because they totally kind of fucked it up. But whatever. I feel like this should be under the hair.
As a reincarnation of Cheryl, then the cult succeeded, right?
No, actually, Heather is a reincarnation of Cheryl in the fact that the cult failed. There it is. The cult failed, and the god didn't get born because, essentially, really like.
In fact, Fulho is
No, I guess
like
not.
that because he's made by the limitations of the human mind. So that isn't even his real form. That's
I
just how powerful
feel like it
he
should be
is.
there.
That just makes it weirder that he's even in Smite.
Then let's do tiny little drop.
They also shut down PT and Silent Hills, so I don't think they care very much.
True. I was so sad that PT stopped. Would have been such a good game. And the last thing we need is these stripes.
Hello.
How's it going? We're gonna use a big brush. There you go. Oh, that's a little too big.
90% convinced PT would have been a modern horror masterpiece had they continued development on it. You were saying.
Yeah, I could see that. Oop. PT really would have been good. It's a damn tragedy that they didn't do anything with it.
The amount of care and detail they put into the demo alone is crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about Silent Hill
And the fact that
you were answering me on my talk about Fulho.
And the fact that the character of the woman in PT was actually technically on your back the entire time. It's like, oh, that's the spoops.
You were talking about Cheryl and what happened.
Oh, yeah. So, no, essentially, because...
Constantly behind you all the time.
Essentially because of the fact that you, as her father, stopped the sacrifice from being made, then nothing actually happened. Like, you never ended up having that happen. Okay. The games are actually really good. You should all play them sometime. This one, you. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this. And we're going to change this color since we have everything. We're going to change it to essentially what is going to be the background color.
So she lived her life. Got old, died and got reborn? No way.
No.
I played the remaster of the first Resident Evil and I couldn't do anything with it.
No, she actually,
First zombie like 20 times.
Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Do I want... I don't really need that in the reference. Okay, duplicate. No, she gets reborn as a baby, more or less, and you raise her as yours. But in number 3, she's a teenager when all of this happens, so they essentially hunt her down again. Honestly, it's a long and kind of convoluted story at times, so you're better off if you don't know.
The later Silent Hill games just threw you in the city and threw monsters at you. Not much psychological horror or symbolism. Doki Doki Literature Club has better psychological horror than some Silent Hill games.
Yeah?
Oh, that's kind of cool. That sounds like a cool game actually.
Alright, so now we get to do all of the fun stuff. So we need hair. I need blonde hair. I don't have a lot of blonde hair, so you're just gonna have to bear with me.
That makes no sense.
Do I... Question is, do I want to do that or not? Sure everything gets picked up.
Don't question it. Silva, did you listen to the song I sent yesterday?
I did! It was pretty cool. It was a good barbershop quartet song. I don't... Why is that? I'll deal with that later. It's not what I wanted. Where? Where is it doing that? Oh.
Are you a part of the Midnight Crew now? LOL.
Not really. Like, it was a cool barbershop quartet song, but I can't say I'm, like, part of their crew. Doing bold. I might change the colors of these later. Ah! But for now, god damn it, that's gonna drive me insane. Let's just do this.
Dang, I had a question last night and now I can't remember.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you think Team Salvato is ever going to release the other game they teased in DDLC?
Probably eventually. I mean, considering that they're working off of a small... Actually, I should probably put you there. Considering they're working off of a small budget and an even smaller studio and amount of people, it wouldn't surprise me if it takes quite a while for them to do it. I like that color more. It's a good skin color. She has a very baby skin color. Let's try you.
I don't know much about Team Salvato. I just know they teased another game.
No, not that.
My brain fried on me. I knew I should have wrote it down.
I think I like that first one better. It's almost identical. Yeah. Let's go with that. I just realized I missed some hair.
Ugh, now I can't remember.
Sorry. There we go. So I've actually always liked Sailor Moon. Like it's been a long time, but I've liked it for a good long while. It's like a nice deep blue. There we go. I like that. Did I put it in the right? Okay. In there. All the way in there.
Silva, the drawing makes no sense in one part. I don't know if you meant to do it, but the part where the hair and eyebrow meet, the hair is going under the eyebrow, thus the skin, when it should be the opposite.
Actually, no, you'll be able to see that soon enough when I color all of the lines.
I really like the portrait.
Thank you. I just realized I forgot to color you, didn't I? Yes. Isn't really all of her colors.
Oh, okay.
Those are all
Thought I
staying
should tell
black.
you in case you didn't mean to do that.
These are all hair. Those are actually, let's make you darker. Good enough for now. Yeah, see it, they actually are right there. I'll probably go back and clip out the
That's coming along nicely. Are you gonna do some shading?
Yes, I will. Honestly, I probably will do this. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix the hair. And I usually make these slightly darker. Although, I'm probably going to have to recolor them because I don't really like the color that they are. I like that I found some spots there too. There we go. Much better. Skin. Skin gets the palette. I'm actually going to make it a little bit darker.
Man, I'm really sorry that I can't ask that question now.
Darker. There we go. This is actually going to be white. There we go. That's blue. Dark blue. Dark blue. Gold. Gold palette. There we go.
What's your favorite horror game?
I don't know if BioShock's considered a horror game. Are you just not? Oh, there. I don't know if BioShock's considered a horror game, but I love BioShock. If not, I'd say Silent Hill. Like, by far. Good. And there was something over here. No.
Jump.
Yeah.
I
This.
looked it up. It is a horror game.
Oh, perfect. Then yes.
BioShock. Trophy, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Jump.
Yay. Now it's time to fill in any bits and bobs where things got missed, which usually happens around these areas, because it's super easy for little nooks and crannies not to get filled. I just realized. There we go. Actually did a really good job filling in these, better than I thought it would. Cheat, not that. I have to be careful what songs play on Pretzel now because I ended up getting a couple community notices because for some reason, even though Pretzel's supposed to have absolutely no copyrighted content, I got copyright strikes from like one specific band. And I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make any sense, but thanks. And we also get to... Oh, that's why I'm an idiot. Let's get to adjust anything like that. Miss these. Yeah, I can honestly say this is not the more entertaining part, is it?
I got Cronus looked at. Sadly, he's got a bad reaction to all the preserves in cat food, so I have no idea what to feed him, but until then, I have to force him to eat a pill that's supposed to make. That's so stupid. Never buy anything from that band. The reaction lesson.
I had a cat who used to be allergic to certain types of cat food, and I ended up having to switch between various types of cat food until I found out what it was that she was allergic to, because she would get ulcers, like her lower lip would swell up. And so I ended up finding out that she could eat chicken and, no, it was turkey and oatmeal by Simply Nurture or something like that. They sell it at
Clover.
PetSmart. Yeah, Clover. She does fine now. She's happily living on a farm. And like, that's not innuendo or anything. She's literally on a farm. But sure everything is pretty much. She probably was just allergic to, whatever was in the cat food. Because cat food doesn't really necessarily always have the best health. Like, I think they can legally put animal cadavers as old as like 2 weeks old into cat food. It's actually pretty disgusting.
Yeah, but he has a bad reaction to all preserves. Not one but all of them. So I need a completely real cat food, or just feed him real fish and chicken and such. She was always bored in the house anyways.
She was. Well, if that's the case, just look up just look up a homemade cat food recipe, and you can make them fairly simply. I've actually been looking at things because I ordered some stuff on Amazon so that I can make Basil some homemade kitty treats and videotape it for all you guys to see.
Animals can eat bad shit, people can't, they have different digestion.
Within reason, like... Honestly, you probably shouldn't give a cat spoiled meat. I was on WebMD looking at the things that a cat can and can't eat. And one of the things is like, don't give them spoiled meat. And I'm like, no shit. Don't give them spoiled meat. It's like, you have to fucking tell someone that? Okay, I noticed you are not full. Okay, so that more or less is everything. Let's get the white. We're gonna turn that off.
No, but in the wild they survive. In the wild they wouldn't eat spoiled anything unless they were starving.
Just realized.
Why I can't give Cronus spoiled meat? I didn't know that. And here I was giving him the month-old grilled chicken in the back of my fridge for dinner. That was sarcasm for anyone who took that joke seriously.
I figured it was sarcasm. Your eyes are very blue.
Now give her laser eyes. Yeah, I'd say she is very blue real now, lol.
There we go. Perfect. So this is what we got so far.
Hi Maskino, how are you today?
I'm not giving her laser eyes.
Looks awesome.
I feel like almost black.
Perfect.
I feel like her features should be darker on here because they're going to be more pronounced. Or they need to be more pronounced. There we go.
Busy. Just
No.
came to annoy Silva.
Rude. Now we get the pleasure of coloring things. For those of you who don't know, I usually do a combination of cell shading and gradient because I like it.
PP time.
Stop it.
Exactly. PPPOOPOO. There's also my version. This is the way. TT time. McQueen. Wahaha. I spit on the devil.
What is
That's
that?
Some good shading.
What is that black spot?
I might have to correct you on the queen thing.
Oh, thank you, Educated Troll. Thankfully, because I'm doing a redraw of the original, a lot of the shading is already technically there, and I'm just recreating it. But that doesn't make it any less fun to do things like mess around with it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Wait. No. There we go.
She said I can make her a goddess in my RPG for reasons I explained before on a stream, so technically she's a goddess now.
It's a little too dark. That's better. Besides, everyone knows that I'm just a monster, plain and simple.
Then why doesn't she answer my prayers for a new bike? I send a letter every year in December and never hear back. Although Silvas al rediac folia like God, but let's just forget thought for now.
Because I'm not Santa? I'm gonna have to fix this. See, something I don't like. There we go.
Why do I know space?
I also see something else I don't like, because apparently I just find all of my previous mistakes. There we go. First off, this is going to be filled. Huh. Okay. There we go. So how is everyone anyway?
I'm now on the siren side of the world. I'll have increased intelligence and magical ability, as well as a new love of the color blue, but that's besides the point.
Nope.
Okay, same old shit.
I know how that is, Mama.
Doing good. Still working through the shutdown.
That sucks.
That's my question. Hi.
Hey, killer. Oh. I'm working, but thankfully I'm working from home, so it's not too bad. I mean, it definitely could be worse. Like this would be a little bit more because it's higher up. There we go. I also feel
Silva.
probably...
Do you think I should add like details about what happens to people when they worship the goddesses, and also worship way too much?
No, I don't think it's necessary. Nope. It's better.
Ah, okay, that was my big question that I couldn't remember. I finally remembered it.
Nah, I don't really feel like that's necessary for an RPG. The hell is that sound?
it's world building about how weird the world is. Really, the story is about the gods and such and not humans.
Then it's up to you, but personally I don't think it's necessary. Think it would just clutter everything up more than necessary. Maybe.
Yeah, I think the same. Maybe I should have a library part that has books on the mythology in the entirety, and players can look at it if they want to, rather than it being shoved into the story where it doesn't belong. What do you think, Silva? I was gonna have a part where you can see pictures of the goddesses anyway, so maybe have the story with the pictures? I don't
Sure.
know.
It's your game, man. I have no idea.
You're the goddess of intelligence technically speaking, so you would have an idea. You're just not in goddess mode, lol.
Guess not. Right now I'm in artist mode.
Which is creative intelligence. You can't be smart without a big imagination. Anyway, Silva, it's time.
It is. Just let me finish this part.
And I've been talking to you all by myself without getting nervous? Yay. When in doubt, talk about something you love. It'll get your gums flipping, LOL.
Okay, there we go. For the most part, the skin's done.
Also, Sailor Moon is looking great in the drawing. I know I don't say many things about your drawings.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So we are done for today.
I just like talking to you, to be honest.
I like talking to you too. I gotta go.
Great work.
Thank you, Mama. I'm not sure if we'll be done tomorrow, but I don't think we'll probably be done Monday.
Night, sweetie. Love you. Smiling face with smiling eyes, 2 hearts, 2 hearts. Yay. Well, I'll see you next time, Silva.
Perfect.
Bye for now.
I will talk to all of you tomorrow. Yeah, it's Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. I'll talk to all of you tomorrow. I hope all of you have a great night, and I will see you then. Love you, Mama. Love you, darlings.